What's up, guys? So, little current events update for you real quick. I'm sure most of you are following news and such. If you're not, you should be. You know, we are in a government shutdown. Oh my. I don't know about you, but the whole term government shutdown always bothers me because they're still taking out money from my paycheck and I'm still having to pay all these different taxes. If you're still taking money out of my paycheck, you ain't shut down. Just as simple as that. Stop taking all my money, then I'll think you're actually shut down. I digress. Keep an eye on things regarding this shutdown. I'm not sure what... I always think that things that happen, there's a chance it's a diversion. In other words, watch what this hand's doing over here so you're not paying attention to this hand. Not that that's always the case, I just always think it's a possibility. So with the government shutdown, I naturally will want to ask, okay, they've got our attention focused on that, what are we not paying attention to? What are they doing that we're not seeing right now? So I don't know. I don't know what the real deal is behind this, if it's legitimately on the surface what it appears to be, just the President and Congress butting heads, or what. Things to keep an eye on, though. It's starting to drag on a little bit now, which I'm all about less government anyway. But we're coming up on the first of the month here pretty soon. And the first of the month, as I understand it and have researched, is when the food stamp EBT program will not have any money in it. Now, somebody has said one time there's a backup plan and all that, but I've yet to be able to find anything to that effect. So, that said, let's look at it on the premise that there's not. Now, if you followed my good friend Matt Bracken for any length of time, you know that one of the things he's always pointed out is be very wary of when the music stops in regards to the EBT cards food stamp program. That's when, unfortunately, a lot of the people that receive that will get really sporty really fast. They've done it in the past just when they've been at stores on the first of the month and there were just computer glitches that temporarily delayed it. This would be a little bit different than computer glitches. There ain't no money there and they ain't getting none. So my advice to you in that regards is, if we're getting close to the first and there's no end in sight of the shutdown, I would make sure any trips to the grocery store or anything like that that you need to do well in advance, like early in the week, I would do before it gets close to the first. Come the first and shortly thereafter, if it's not resolved in regards to the shutdown, I wouldn't be venturing out to particularly the Walmarts, Targets, that sort of thing. Just my 2 cents. Still lots of things going on internationally to keep your eye on. Venezuela continues to be a very curious situation. Things overseas continue to make me scratch my head in various ways, in multiple locations. Getting back stateside, there's some economic stuff that bears watching close. Speaking of that, stateside here, is there a chance that we are setting ourselves up, or the powers that be is setting us up for a potential false flag? And what I mean by that is, government shutdown continues to linger on. The longer it goes, the worse it is for the communists and socialists in power, formerly known as Democrats. Because the longer it goes, the more people see that, you know what, the country still keeps functioning. The country still keeps running. Now, yes, there are some people who are affected by it, pay-wise. And, I feel for them because it hurts them. But they're, in the big picture, they're a very, very minuscule part of society. It doesn't lessen their importance and their individual problems, but in the big picture, they're a small section of society. Society at large in the U.S. keeps right on running just fine when the government shut down. The communist socialists, formerly known as Democrats, don't want people to know that. The longer it goes, the more people see that. So, are we ripe for some kind of a false flag to get the government back running so they can scream and shout, see, this is why we need the government running, this is why we need the government back functioning, because it would have prevented this incident or whatever? I don't know. I'm just telling you what's brewing around in my old cranium up here when I can't sleep at night. So, all that said, you know the drill. I'm preaching to the choir, but I'm going to preach anyway. Stay on top of what you're doing. Get with your family and friends. Go practice. Go train. Add an extra can of Chef Boyardee to the pantry. Get an extra case of MREs. Buy another case of ammo. Buy another single magazine for your rifle or handgun. If there's a firearm you've been waiting to get, look at getting it if you're where you can. If there's something you need to upgrade on your existing one, upgrade it. If you need an extra pair of camis, get them. If you need one of the ultimate pieces of armed prepared citizen clothing, the top jacket or smock light jacket from my buddy over at 0241 Tactical, jump on one of those. Just whatever. Don't slack off. Stay up on everything now as much as any other time, if not more so. I'll close you out with this. I mentioned this months ago, and we'll say it again. The communists and socialists in power have already introduced a bunch of new legislation that is pretty draconian when it comes to gun control. Now, nothing's passed. It's still at the, I believe most of it's still at the committee stage. But the fact that they've introduced it, if it was to get any traction at all of moving out of committee and moving to the floor of the House and or Senate for a vote, supply and demand is going to take a big hit as far as firearms and ammo and mags. I've already talked to some people in the industry that have already seen little spurts of that happening just at the announcement by these folks that they had this legislation drawn up. This shouldn't be a surprise to you. They've always got it drawn up. People will needlessly panic. That can cause runs, which can cause temporary supply issues. When there's temporary supply issues, because everybody wipes the stores out, it causes prices to go up. So, if there's something you need, something you want, gun-wise, ammo-wise, mag-wise, slowly, methodically, make your list and start whittling on it now. Don't wait until it comes out on, Fox News that Dianne Feinstein, Satan is her other name, has got her bill moved to the floor of the Senate for a vote. That'll be too late then because the stores are going to get wiped out. Start getting your stuff now. Don't panic. Doesn't mean you got to go buy everything that your gun store's got in stock. Doesn't mean you got to get online and wipe out every retailer you can find. Max out your credit card. Don't do that. Just whittle on your list. Get that extra 100 rounds of ammo. Get that extra 1 or 2 mags, whatever. Keep picking on it. That's all I got for now, guys, on current events. Just watching the usual stuff as always, keeping a weathered eye on the horizon, as I say. Keep getting after it. Take care, and we'll talk to you again soon.